to grab my cushion. So yeah, grab anything nearby that might give your bum just a little bit of a lift today. We are going to spend, I don't want to say a good amount of time, but longer than normal in a seated position this morning. And we have the autumn equinox on Sunday. So this year it falls a little bit later than normal, on the 22nd of September. Normally it's around the 20th, 21st, but it's just that little bit later this year. And it's because of the full moon that we have over our heads at the moment. A lot of the time we have these lunar cycles that dictate the exact days in which we celebrate something. But as you may know, the autumn equinox is that time of perfect daylight and nightlight balance. And this only happens twice a year, so it's not exactly like nature's perfectly balanced all the time. But I wanted to play with this idea of light and dark. After Sunday, the nights will get longer and the days will get cooler. So really playing with this idea of lightness and darkness. And I'd like to do that through Pratyahāra. Pratyahāra is the yogic concept of sense withdrawal. So we are, as humans, gifted with 5 amazing senses, ways in which to connect to the world. But sometimes we can rely really heavily on these, and it's sometimes really important to draw all of that awareness inwards and really beginning to find a deeper connection to how we see, smell, touch, hear, and even taste, but on a much more inwardly focused level. So we're going to do a couple of things just to awaken those senses, and then we're going to slowly begin to settle into them. So give yourself a good wiggle and a fidget. Make sure that you are as comfortable as you can possibly be. And we're going to begin with a little bit of tapping. So bringing your 4 fingertips just above your eyebrows and start to gently tap your eyebrows. I need to take this shell ring off because whenever I do that, it rattles right by my ear. So just tapping above the eyebrows and slowly beginning to make your way all the way up your forehead until you reach your hairline. Now do that relatively slowly. You can always come back down and go up again. But tapping, tapping, tapping. And then start to tap out to the side of your forehead until you get to your temples. Tap a little bit softer there. And then come down to your cheekbones and start to tap on the line of your cheekbones. Then allow your jaw to soften as you begin to tap all the way down your cheeks, from your cheekbones down to your jawline. Just gently tapping all the way through. And then just sweep around the backs of your ears and tap around the backs of your ears. So that big bit of skull you've got right behind the back flap of your ear. And then just gently start to tap down the sides of the neck until you get to the chest. And turn this into more of a flat palm pat. Take a deep breath in and release. And then relax your left hand and use your right hand to start to tap over and across towards your left shoulder. A little bit like you're trying to pat yourself on the back. And then start to pat all the way down to the outside of the shoulder and then all the way down the outside of the arm. So using this sense of touch to feel your body in a slightly different way than normal. Keep going down the arm until you reach the back of your hand, and you're basically going to end up giving yourself a bit of a round of applause here, because then you're going to flip your palm and start tapping your palm and all the way up your upper arm. So lift that arm and start to tap all the way down the inner arm and then into your underarm. Now it's here that we can start to build and maybe do a little bit more pressure, but do be careful of breast tissue around the side. Please don't punch yourself in the boob. Then start to stretch up and over to the right and pat all the way down the side of your rib cage. Really reach around yourself. Work all the way down to your waistline. And then rising up, sweep that left arm all the way out to the side and then bring it down beside you. Take a moment, closing the eyes, and feel the difference on your left side, on your right side. How does that breath move within you? Are there any tingles, any little twinges, any releases? Is there a light spaciousness within? And then the moment you're ready, bring that left hand up and start to pat from the center of your chest all the way across to your right shoulder. If you need to at this point, do feel free to rejig your seated position, staying nice and comfy so you can focus on what it is you're doing. Then starting to pat all the way down that upper arm, all the way down to the forearm. The back of the hand, into a little round of applause. Well done, you've done your yoga today. All the way up to your inner forearm. And I do find lifting the hand makes it easier here. Start to rise all the way up your upper arm. And you can hear how much harder I can slap my underarm. Again, being careful of that side of the breast round here. Don't punch that. Taking that little side body stretch over to the left as you start to drop that pat all the way down the side of the ribs and into your waistline. Go as low as you like. Then coming all the way back up, circling that right arm all the way out and down, and then coming back to that comfortable seat. Feeling that depth of breath, feeling that inner spaciousness. Now the sense of touch hasn't touched anything around you, it's only touched you. So you have drawn that sense of touch into yourself. Take your feet forwards and you're going to bring the heels of your hands nice and high to the tops of the thighs. If you want to, you can stretch the legs out here and just start to gently press down into the tops of your thighs. So you're really getting these quads. I like to sway from side to side, just gently pressing, swaying, massaging. You could even use the heels of your hands to slide down the fronts of your thighs. So it almost becomes like a gentle pressured massage. And then when you get to your knees, your kneecaps can move. They're quite independent. They're floating bones in your body. So just massage around them. And don't worry too much if you feel them wiggle a little bit, that's okay. And then start to sweep down the outer edges of your shin bones. So our shin bones run down sort of the inner side of the front of the leg. Try and go slightly to the outside. So you're massaging the muscle, because massaging bone doesn't really do very much. Now feeling that sensation of touch, really drawing your awareness in. And then especially if your legs are stretched out, reach towards the feet. If your legs aren't stretched out, bring the soles of your feet together and just start to massage through the feet. There's not really a right or wrong way to do it. But if a little bit of guidance helps, I tend to start at my heels and work my way down to my toes. When we massage the body, we want to go with the circulatory system. So we want to go away from the heart. This helps stimulate that circulatory system and our lymphatic system as well, which is sort of our inner drainage system. Just massaging through those feet, even giving the toes a little bit of a pull, a little bit of a wiggle. That can feel quite nice. And then taking a deep breath in as you come all the way back to center. Now finding a lift all the way up through the spine. Now with that tapping, with that massage, just start to move in any way that makes you feel comfortable. Finding a deep breath, scooping through the spine, circling the ribs. And then just for a bit of balance, we'll sweep the feet round to the side, come into tabletop position. And I'd like you to move in any way that feels good for you. So staying largely in tabletop, but finding curves in the spine, scoops and sways through the shoulders and hips, circles back and around, through and up. You can even move through the head as well. You can tuck the toes and stretch the soles of the feet. But really starting to move intuitively from this inner place of understanding, of inner inquiry. Not moving in such a way because I'm guiding you, but moving in a way that you really want to. Maybe breathe an arm up or sweep it behind your back. Maybe lift a leg behind you. Really anything goes. You can do so much from this pose. Now let's just take a moment to rest and settle back into child's pose. Bowing the head down. Breathing into the back of the body. And begin to breathe so deeply, imagining you're really trying to smell something. Now, you're likely in your own home, so the smells perhaps won't be as abundant to you. But really bring that quality to your breathing. And as you inhale, rise all the way up, sweeping the knees round to the same side, and we're going to come back to a seated position. Grabbing that pillow, sliding it in underneath your sit bones. Let's breathe a little bit of length up through the spine and soften across the shoulders. Coming back to the breath and closing the eyes. Now shifting our awareness from the sensation of touch to the sensation of sight. And you may agree with me when I say that we rely on sight, I think, the most. Sometimes closing our eyes can be deeply uncomfortable. But just let your eyelids relax and begin to see the shades, the colours, the shapes that move across your eyelids. You may also, as your eyes gently move behind your eyelids, you may see squiggly lines moving around. A few months ago, I learned that this is collagen. Collagen is what keeps our skin plump, basically. But it's not something that we can see until the moment that we close our eyes. So we're able to see these moving squiggly lines that aid the deepest layers of our biggest organ, the skin, the minute we close the eyes. So it's an enticing journey to be able to see something on a much deeper level. simply by choosing to not look so outwardly. And of course, there's parts of the body that we begin to feel much more aware of. Just in the same way that we can see collagen when we close our eyes, we also become more aware of the quality of the breath, perhaps the beat of the heart, even the shift in our nervous system, allowing it to shift from a frayed edge, actionable state into a softer, calmer state. And I'd love it if for the rest of our practice you could keep your eyes closed. This is going to help in our next section as we turn our awareness to the sense of hearing. Now I'm going to guide you through a pranayama, a breathing technique that you may have done before. But really try, whether you've done it before or not, try to listen to my instruction without using your eyes. We're going to do Brahmari pranayama, which means humming bee, but I often like to call it hummingbird breath. I'll tell you why another time. But this breath is an inhale through the nose and a humming exhale, like this. And honestly, the louder you are with that hum for the entirety of your exhale, the better this pranayama feels, the better the benefits are. To add to this, we're going to bring the hands in front of the face. I'd like you to place your index, middle and ring fingers over your eyes and have your middle fingers touching at the very top of your nose, just underneath your brow center. You've then got your thumbs free to press and shut that front flap of your ears, creating essentially an echo chamber. Just check very quickly that that works. Opening the ears again. We're going to do 8 of those breaths all together. Once you've done your 8, let your arms relax so that your shoulders don't start creeping up towards your ears. Just simply relax. And what this does is the hum creates a vibration in the throat that rises up into the head and down into the chest. Once you've finished, we're going to sit in silence for a couple of minutes, and you may notice a difference in your hearing. So, when you're ready, inhaling, plug your ears and go. Now there may or may not be silence around you right now, but welcome any sounds that are nearby and feel the quietness within you. We bask in what we call the bhavana, that post vibration of sound, feeling the ever quietening of our inner landscape. And your sense of touch, of sight, of sound, and very lightly smell, begin to draw ever inwardly. Begin to become more aware of the deep layers of your body. Feel that rise and fall of the breath, that primordial pulsation within you. Feel the gentle beat of your heart. And feel the nervous system softer, calmer, less frayed at the edges. And how does the mind feel when there's less outward focus? Inhaling to circle your arms and connect the palms over your head, still keeping those eyes closed as you exhale and hug the hands to heart center. Feel that sense of touch, palm to palm. Start to rub the palms together. Feel that warmth building, and then place the warm pockets of your palms around the sockets of your eyes. Blinking your eyes open into the darkness of your palms and have a little look around. Where is the light seeping in from? And then the moment you're ready, let your palms float away from your face and look at them. Awaken that sight of sense, that sense of sight maybe, and really see all of the lines, all of the crevices, all of the curves and colours of your hands, knowing that nobody else has hands exactly like this. Nobody is exactly as you are. Use your senses to breathe life into your uniqueness, lessening this idea or feeling of comparison, and allowing yourself to be from deep within. Bringing those palms together and bowing just today with a simple Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May your autumn and winter be full of much more peace from that deep well of within you. Thank you so much.